Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning back in. Glad you can make it. Hope you guys are doing good and having a great day. So a while ago, I was talking with you guys about how to properly use your handgun. Um, Today, I want to talk to you guys about your rifles. Um, so unfortunately, the AR style platform is the only rifle I have. Don't get me wrong, I love, I love AKs. I love the carbines. I love um, the Garands. I love all those guns. I really do. Uh, but you know, I don't have I don't have the money to keep spending, on guns and stuff to grow my collection of guns. But the AR style platform is what most Americans use, or last that I checked. So we're gonna be talking about this, and then as I become more successful through my business and stuff like that. At that point, I can start buying more guns and kind of going over those and showing you guys how to use them and whatnot. So, but we're gonna go over a couple of things. I want to talk a little bit about mine, and then kind of give you guys some um, information. Hopefully, you guys are able to use. And we'll go into disassembly and reassembly for my military guys who are going into basic. You guys could use that information. And then also for our military guys and well, I mean for everybody, I'm going to show you how to properly properly use this thing. So also function checks. Going to go into function checks and all that stuff. So um, I have a hollow sight, iron sights, ambi selectors, right? Because you're not always going to have your support hand free. So it's always really good to have that ambi selector on both sides. Okay. I also have what's called a bad lever, right? It's for your bolt catch. Um, Again, you're not always going to have your support hand free. So it really pays off to have that there. That lever, so you can just push it down with your trigger finger, send the bolt forward, and you're good to go. I changed out the mag release button just so I could just so it's easier, right? And I have everything right there: trigger, bad lever, and then the um, mag release bolt or mag release button. All right. I also have this thumb grip here. Okay. When you're C clamping, this is what C clamping is you take your rifle and you wrap it around kind of like how you grip a broom. Same thing. You're not going to lock your arm, but you're going to keep it straight. Okay. Your arm's going to go along with your rifle, and then you wrap your hand around just like that. That's a lot easier to do, or it's going to be a lot easier for you to operate your firearm if you're C clamping versus maybe a broom handle foregrip or um, not C clamping. You're just going to have more control over the rifle. So um, for the holographic sight is the Vortex AMG. I got it because it has night vision capabilities. The drawback to that is it is quite heavy. It's very heavy, and it's made this rifle very heavy too. So that's the downside. But it is a good sight. Um, Batteries last a long time. I've had this thing for 2 years, and it just went dead on me. So yeah. Um, these iron sights are pretty low grade iron sights. Um, I do plan on switching those out as soon as I can for some higher grade ones, obviously. So, but you definitely want some iron sights too. Uh, Depending on what you want to do, if you want to do more CQB stuff, I would buy a candid sight adapter, which is something that you can put on your Picatinny rails here and up here. Um, just a just a thought, but I would definitely recommend it. Um, charging handles. I would definitely get an Ambi charging handle. Again, just because you're not always going to have your support hand free, so might as well invest into something where you can use your hand to charge on both sides. Also, did I go over Ambi's safety selectors? Anyways, if I didn't, Ambi safety selectors, because you're not always going to have. Oh, I did go over it. Never mind. I'm tired, guys. I've been going all day, so had quite a few business meetings, and just been going all day. So, buttstock. This is the CQR. It's the first gen. It also has a um um a a sling handle, which is great. And so it also has slots where you can put a sling adapter into it, so that's great for quick release. I use a single point. I use a single point sling. Well, it's a 2-point sling, but I pretty much made it a single point sling. The way I have it set up on my kit. But something for quick release too. So that's just a little bit about my rifle. And now we're going to go ahead and get into the disassembly and reassembly. So make sure you guys have something that it's pointy, like a pen here. I always recommend a pen because it's stiff and it's pointy, so it's going to help you out. But to first disassemble the AR, what you're going to do is there are two pins that you're going to worry about: the takedown pin and the pivot pin. Okay, go ahead, take your thumb, push on the takedown pin, take your pen, and push the pin through with your pen. Now the same thing for the takedown or the pivot pin. Bingo. Now we have a separated upper receiver and lower receiver. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our charging handle, pull it back with the bolt carrier group, and then bolt carrier group should come out, should come straight out, and then the charging handle should also come out, just like that. And now, only thing that should be exposed is the buffer. Now I have a different buffer. I don't remember the name of it or the brand, but to take that out, there should be a pin. You just depress that pin, and it'll come right out with the buffer spring and all that stuff. So this is your bolt carrier group. This is your bolt. This is your bolt. Let's do that again. This is the bolt cam pin. Right here in this little hole here, that is the bolt pin or the firing pin retaining pin. And then here, right here, this is your gas key mod. When your weapon fires, all of that stuff goes through the the gas tube, right? And then it comes back, blows right into that gas key mod, and sends the bolt back, right? That's what's called a gas operated weapon. So, how to take this apart? That firing pin, retaining pin. Take your pin. Get in there. And just take it out like so. Now, your firing pin should come out just like that. All right. Now, your bolt, if it's going to be all the way to the front, push it down just like that. It's going to be kind of perpendicular with the bolt, so you're going to go ahead and twist it to where it's parallel. You're going to grab it, and then you're going to take it out. And the bolt's just going to come out just like that. And now you have the bolt carrier. And that's the full disassembly. Pretty easy, right? All right. So now you're going to focus on cleaning the trigger group. And you're going to focus on cleaning the inside of the upper receiver, you know, the chamber, the barrel, muzzle, all that stuff. Now, once you've done all that, you cleaned it, it's good to go. We're going to go ahead and reassemble it. So we're just going to work everything backwards. Okay. So when you put the bolt in, you're going to line you're going to line, there's a hole. Yeah, that hole right there. You're going to line out that hole with the cutout of the bolt carrier. Take your cam pin here, make it horizontal with the bolt carrier, like so. Okay, it's going to fit in there just like that, and then we're going to turn it horizontal, just like how it was before we took it out. Push the bolt forward, that way it's seated just like that. Take the firing pin, drop it in there. Now the firing pin is going to be flush with the face here, right up against the key mod. And then we're going to take our firing pin retaining pin, and this is going to be the most difficult part to do, but shouldn't be too hard. So we're going to take the firing pin retaining pin, and we're going to go ahead and put that back in there like that. So it's going to kind of be like a like an old clothes hanger pin, right? Where it's kind of like a duck face. What I do with that is I take one lip of that and I smush it right against one of the sides of the hole there. I push it on through that way. That way, all of it. That way, those duck lips are kind of closed, and it goes in just straight. So you'll have to experiment and figure out which method works for you. But shouldn't take you guys long. You guys are smart. You can figure it out. So now that we got our bolt carrier group assembled, we can then go ahead and put it into the upper receiver. But first, the charging handle comes first. So now there's going to be a I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, those notches right here. There is a responding cutout to that in the upper receiver, so you got to pay attention to where it is. There should be a circle that's inside the upper receiver, and that's going to kind of show you where that is. And so, but what's always easier to do is that if you go ahead and you feed the charging handle in and you put some upward force to it, eventually you're going to come to that slot, and then you're going to be able to push it in just like that. You're not going to go all the way down though. What you're going to do is you're going to bring it out halfway, or at least a couple of inches, to where that cutout gives you a little bit of room. Then you're going to take your bolt carrier group. You're going to put your gas key mod on top of that. That way it fits in flush like that. And then you're going to feed everything through just like that. Okay. Now, with your buffer and your buffer spring already back in, you're going to go ahead and put everything back together. Pivot pin first. Takedown pin last. And that is your assembly. Now, you want to make sure it's clear. Right? Safety first. You want to make sure it's clear. And now you're going to do what's called a function check. Now, safety is on. Okay, didn't click, so that's how we know it's safe. Now we're gonna take it over fire. We're gonna go ahead and pull the trigger. We're gonna hold the trigger down. Okay, we're gonna take the charging handle. We're gonna go ahead and rack it. Now we should hear what's called an audible click. All right, so that's to let us know that the cycle is functioning properly. The rifle will fire, and then as the trigger is let off, right, it's resetting the cycle. That's a semi-auto, right? And so that's to let us know that it worked properly. Now, after you do that, you shouldn't be able to go, or well, I guess if you rack it again, hang on a second. So after after you fire, right, you shouldn't be able to go to safe. That's how you know it's functioning right. So rack it back and then put it on safe. Okay. Now there's something called a safe, rack safe, right? It's where you pull the trigger, right, and then it won't go back to safe, right? But it also won't fire at all either, because you just pull the trigger and the pin is set forward. So that's what's called rack safe. All right. So now that we got that situated, we're gonna go ahead and go into the tactics of it. I've already showed you C clamping. So now we're gonna go ahead and get into rapid reloads. So rapid reloads for the handgun. Like I was supposed to go into the last video, but I didn't. So all right. So for the handgun, okay, you're gonna go boom, 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 click. You're gonna take it, hit your mag release, flick it out. Then you're gonna take, this has ammo in it, so I'm not gonna feed it through. Or I'm not gonna put it into the mag, or in the mag. I'm not gonna take the mag and put it into the mag well. But what's gonna happen essentially is you're gonna take it, you're gonna flick the mag out, you're gonna take your mag, and you're going to boom, put it in, and then rack. Or if a lot of times it'll be locked to the rear anyways, so then you're gonna take your mag, feed it through, send the bolt or send the slide forward, and then back at it. Okay. That is what's called a rapid reload. So I'm going to show you what that's going to look like on the rifle, or the AR style platform anyways. Okay, so empty mags. I'm gonna go ahead and put the mag in there. Okay, so boom, 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 click. I'm gonna go ahead, take the rifle, bring it in. Okay, bring it in just like this. Hit the mag release, because it's gonna drop here, right? Take it, take the rifle, and spin it to where you can see the mag well, right? And then take a mag. Quick draw the quick draw mags are really good. I would invest into these things. Take it, boom, tap it, make sure it's seated, and then send the bolt forward, and then boom, 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 back to action. Okay. So we'll do that again without all the explanations, and I'll just show you what it looks like. Okay. So just like that. Okay. Now, I've practiced with keeping my eyes forward, as you just saw, and that's also good to practice too, because you don't want to take the time to look down and see things through, because then that takes your eyes away from the threat, and you don't want to do that. So you keep your eyes focused and you just practice on putting that magazine in. And it's not really that hard. You can use your peripheral vision in order to do that. But a lot of times when you're in very high stress situations, hindsight's 2020. So, or I should say, hindsight isn't 2020. You're focused on getting the next mag in, so you're focusing on that, and then you get back to the threat, which I get. So, but that is going to be rapid reloads for the rifle. Now, as far as shooting, we're not going to go over sight picture, sight alignment. But what I will say is that there is and I'll demonstrate it for you here. For the AR style platform, there's a specific thing that you're looking for. Okay. Now the front sight is going to look something like that. Okay. The rear sight is going to look like that. There's a peephole that's in the middle there, and it's going to kind of look like a key a little bit, right? And so how you're going to use that is, and I'll draw it here easy so you guys can really see. So that peephole is going to be right in the middle. In the middle of the peephole is going to be flush with the very top of the the middle fork there. Okay, and that's going to be that's going to be your sight alignment. Okay, that's for the AR style platform. Now, as far as holding it, you want to be as small of a target as possible, right? So you don't want your arm all the way out here. You want it tucked in, nice and small. Um, so and as I was talking about earlier, when you're C-clamping, you want your arm as close to the rifle as possible, but you don't want to lock your, you don't want to lock your elbow in. That's not good. When you're firing, when you're using your firearm, you always want to lean forward. What I mean by that is you're leaning forward at the hips, okay? You're leaning forward at the hips, okay? So like this diagram is showing you here, right? When you're using pistol, it's now you can put one foot slightly in front of the other, but when you're practicing, it's always better to just keep both feet shoulder width apart and um, uh, right beside each other. Okay. Um, but as you get more experienced, you can then position your feet how it is more comfortable for you. So, but you mainly want to lean into the weapon itself. Obviously, that recoil is going to blow you back, and if you're unbalanced, you're going to be put on your ass, and that's not good for you. be good for whoever's shooting at you. So get comfortable with your firearms and lean into your firearms when you're shooting them. All right. So low ready, high ready. Low ready, it's gonna be like this. That's all it is. That's all it is. Low ready, boom. Low ready, boom. Low ready, boom. High ready is just like this. Boom. High ready, boom. High ready, boom. Okay. And of course, I think this is, what is this? Because this isn't high ready. This is, I don't know. This is also something too, and I forgot what this was. But there's also this position here. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what this is, but I would always go with low ready. Low ready, low ready, because you can see right in front of you with low ready. You can't necessarily do that with high ready, obviously. So, but uh, that's pretty much gonna be it for this video, guys. If you guys happen to have any questions that you would like me to answer, please, I'll be more than happy to do so. But I think we're kind of on time here, so don't want to make this video any longer, or you guys are going to fall asleep. I'm already falling asleep. So, guys, if this video helped you out at all, please like, share, subscribe. I want to share this message with as many people as possible, but especially men. So I told you guys that men are the foundations of families and nations. If we don't know this stuff, how are we going to be able to take care of our families and ourselves, right? So we got to make sure that we are doing our due diligence, right? And doing what we need to do as men to be prepared for anything. So that being said, guys, I really appreciate all of your engagement and everything that you guys do. You guys have been really blowing up this channel. So I'm just a guy that comes in here and talks about stuff, you know, a lot of stuff that we already know, but a lot of stuff that we don't know. And, you know, any way I can help you guys out, I'm going to, because we need to change this culture, man. No one teaches us shit, and no one helps us out. So I'm gonna be the guy that does. Appreciate you guys for all that you do, and let's blow this channel up. Let's blow this channel up. I really want to see this channel take off, and I want you guys to be right there with me when it does. So, and listen, guys, I don't have it all figured out, you know. And if you guys have some nuggets of knowledge you would like to drop in the chat or in the comment section, please do. I'd greatly appreciate that too, because I can stand to learn something as well. You know, that's the whole reason why this channel exists, is that we can come together and figure things out together, right? So, appreciate you guys and all that you do. Again, you guys are rock stars. You guys are killing it. So let's keep it up. Let's keep doing what you're doing, and keep working to be the best man that you can. So, and for the woman out there, the best woman that watches this channel, the best woman that you could be. So, everybody can use this information. Everybody, especially women, because look, ladies, you really need to invest into a handgun, because let's face it, your fists are not going to do shit. Not going to do shit against an average man. If you're an average woman, it's not going to do shit against an average man. You know what will do something? This. Now, OC spray, which is something I also recommend, will do something too. But tasers, why? They don't do a whole lot. Of course, they run out of battery, so when they run out of battery, you're screwed anyways. But firearms, absolutely. This is a must for anybody, but especially women. So don't be afraid of guns. Don't be afraid of guns at all. It's just a tool. You're not afraid of knives, are you? It's just a tool. So, All right, I'm rambling on here. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I really hope that this video gave you something to um, gave you some really good information, and that you were able to take something away from it and learn. Um, and if so, that's awesome, because that's all I really want to do for you guys, is help you guys out. So thanks, guys, so much for tuning in as always, and make sure you're taking care of yourselves. Okay, take care of yourselves, both mind and body. Right, go to the gym, go lift, go get fit. Right, because you want to make sure that not only can you use these guys, but you can also use your fists if you have to. So just keep that in mind. Uh, and you know, it's not just going to the gym to look good for chicks or look good for yourself. There's also a more practical purpose for that. So, and also the mind, guys. Look, if you're not in the right headspace, you're not going to be able to do anything, right? So, and listen, I've been in depression. I still deal with PTSD and stuff like that. I know how much it can really affect your psyche. I know how much it can affect your mood, everything. So, make sure you get in the right headspace. Okay, just as much, if not even more so than physical. All right. So, and lift each other up too, guys. All right. There are a lot of people that have bad days, and if we're not lifting it, if we're not lifting each other up, we're not setting the example that we need to. So just do me a favor, guys, and lift each other up. Okay. Um, I want to see you guys learn and grow, right? And not just through firearms or the ability to fight, or physicality or mentality, but personally as wise personality. you know um it really means something, right, when someone reaches out, right, and helps someone in their time of need. So just make sure that you're doing that, guys. And uh keep pushing each other in the right direction, right. Give each other the right information if we happen to have the wrong information, right, and send us off in the right direction. Okay. So thanks, guys, again for tuning in. You guys are rock stars. I'll talk to you guys soon.